Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. Bit of UV resin experimenting with surfaces again today. I haven't done that for a while. I have just a few things left on my list as it stands to try. Blu Tac being one of them because I'm curious. The not the plastercine, that's also coming, as well as Clingfilm. I want to try these three. I've tried Play-Doh in the past because I didn't have Blu Tac, and it worked if it was super shallow, but there was also quite a bit of cleaning involved. And Play-Doh is a lot softer than Blu Tac, so I'm feeling relatively positive about I don't know if I've been saying Blu Tac or Plasticine. Plasticine. That got me curious with the Blu Tac, because the Blu Tac is more sticky than the Play-Doh. So I'm hoping that that works, but it'll pull itself out. Again, it'll have to be super shallow because we're not going to be able to get it from the other side. And Clingfilm, again, I'm fairly confident with all of these. Because that's sort of like the sort of coating that you get on packaging tape and things like that. And it came away from that, and like bubble wrap, and it came away from that. So we're going to try these today. I had a package arrive today, which I will share with you all in another video. And this super cool packaging that it came in. Now, I know it'll come away from the bubble wrap, and it will probably come away from this, but I'm curious if it's going to lift any of it away. And if not, we can use this as an insert for something, because that is perhaps the most glamorous packaging that I've ever received. So I'm going to pop that over there for now. We may or may not get that bit involved. I'm still using the Vida Rosa UV resin at the moment. And I have picked a little tiny toy because I want to do a shallow print in these. Perhaps, maybe it'll be the same in all of them. We'll see. I'm also going to combine, in a rather potentially overconfident frame of mind, the Clingfilm with the plasticine. Stretch that over the blob and press in, because that should, in theory, stick to the plasticine and take a pretty detailed mould, like print from this. Because the thinking is, if this doesn't clean away, if the UV resin doesn't come away from the plasticine clean, but it comes away from the Clingfilm clean, we're getting a bit tongue twisted here, then surely if that's layered in that and it's going to be crease free, because I'm going to stretch it over the top and press it in, hopefully not tear the Clingfilm in the process, it should all peel away nicely. Let's find out. So what I'll do first is get a little bit of Clingfilm and trying and tape it down quite flat. And I'm going to try and get it like as taut as possible. So that's fairly taut in the middle there. Put that aside for a second. Get some Blu Tac out. Again, I'm going to go in confident and believe that we will be able to use this again. Now, I know we're going to have to work really shallow in order to get this to work. In fact, I wonder if we put something... Put that there. Actually, try and keep this all right in the middle. Let's just go... Okay. I'm not going to press in again. We'll just work with that little tiny bit and... Oh, I kind of want to make it deeper. Let's try and create a bit of a well. Okay. We'll see what comes of that. Plasticine. Did I use plasticine? I must have used plasticine. I've not crossed it off my list, but there's definitely... I'll stop crinkling for a second. There's definitely a strip missing. What would I have used the I obviously have used the plasticine. I'll have to go back and check what I tried the plasticine with, because I'd have tried it with the resin at some point for sure, and for whatever reason didn't cross it off my list. Unless I did and I wasn't. Perhaps I did and I rewrote it for some reason. Hey ho. Right. Is that big enough to get? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to try and put some cling film over the top of that. And try and do this. I'll breaking through the cling film. Okay. This is looking quite good. It still kept all the detail, but it doesn't look like it's torn. Right, let's glove up and try. In fact, since we've dropped one all of a sudden, I'm going to cut a little strip of this just to see if the resin will peel some of that shiny off. Or if it'll just come away. It will quite possibly just come away, but it's worth a try. Right, let's do this. So an outright cling film test, a Blu Tac test, a cling film layered plasticine test, and see if we can pull some of that shiny off. I don't think we will, but I'm going to give it a go anyway, because if you don't try, you don't know. So I'm going to give all of these a little fill in, a little splodge, and we'll fast forward. This will just be whatever kind of random shape comes to mind. And yeah, I'll take it from there. Okay, I've done a sort of shallow fill. We haven't filled quite everywhere. Actually, I might just put a tiny bit more in there, because I can see there's a little bit of a second leg here. I'm going to try and get as much detail as I can. So I don't mind if it goes over on our test. I just want to see if it comes away. So yeah, done a random. that was a sort of ducky kind of splodge, but it's all just spreading now. So, and we've just gone for a sausage shape on there. So, and that one's filled and spread over, which is fine, because I just want to see if it works. So if it does, we can always refine in the future and use these to create other things like we have done with the Vaseline many a time. So I'm going to give all of these a cure. I'll give them 2 blasts on everything that I can't flip and a 3rd blast on the ones that I can, like this one. And then we'll have a look. We might be getting this out again afterwards when we pull them out to see, because these will probably need another go from the underside. Same for the Blu Tac one. But they're really shallow, so fingers crossed. Okay, everything has been cured. Let's have a look. We'll start with this one just to see. And it hasn't taken anything off, but it has come away nicely with a nice texture. Well, we knew that had come away. We just wanted to see if it would come away with anything. We'll see what we can do with this in the future. So that's, like I say, that's come away with rather nice texture on it. I'm going to have to pause because my phone keeps going off. So we'll give that a little cure on the flip side now that it's come away, just to make sure. But like I say, it has got a rather nice spotty finish. And the Clingfilm one works absolutely fine. Look at that. Crystal clear, so we know Clingfilm is going to work. Like I said, we were fairly positive it would anyway. But that is really nice. Not fussed about the bubbles right now. Just wanted to test it to see if it would work. Now, the Blu Tac, curious. Will it work? Let's find out. Is that just Clingfilm that's stuck to the back of that, or is that just took the print of the Clingfilm? Well, it looks like it's just stuck and become one with the resin. It has become one with the resin. Let's see if this will come off with a bit of teasing. It seems to have cured all the way through. Oh, and it is coming away. It just needs a bit of classic teasing with itself. Okay. Well, I wasn't 100% confident with this. I'd say if I had to put a percentage to it, perhaps like 75 or something. Well, it's not like it doesn't come away as easy as silicone does, or like the cling film, but it does come away. You just have to like do what you do with Blu Tac. If it's stuck on the wall, like you just need a blob to squish in over the top of it to pull out the bits that are left. Oh, that's really cool. Let's try and get all the Blu Tac off, and it is coming away. And it has took. I am so impressed. Yeah, it's not crystal clear because it's not a shiny mould that we're taking it from, but it has picked up all the detail. Look at that. I'm actually really impressed with that. I didn't think, like I say, not for 100%. I didn't think 100% that would work, but it has. Oh, and it's worked actually quite nicely, and it has, being super shallow, cured all the way through. Like, it's not sticky in the slightest on that side. Look at that. Well, who'd have thought? That it's looking down there, it's looking a bit suggestive. It doesn't look like it's a dinosaur head print down there, so... Well, let's see what's happened with this one then. So surely this has worked absolutely fine. Though it looks like... Mind you, there is white Blu Tac, white plasticine running through there, isn't there? Let's find out if this... Perhaps I had popped a hole and not realised it. Alright, we'll have to cure that. because it's a bit sticky on this side. But it's worked pretty well. I wouldn't say it's anywhere near as detailed as the Blu Tac, but there's still some detail on there. And there might have been a little gap here or there where it popped through the cling film. It's hard to tell at the moment. I'm going to cure it from this side and then clean it up. So we'll just give them all just a quick blast on there, and then we'll come back and do a bit of a sum up. Okay. We're completely done, completely cured. That has such a nice texture to it. And our wild card here, which it might have had, looking at it, a little puncture. But it still works, although, like I say, it's worked in the sense of it's had a very, very nice clear finish because it's so, you know, the cling film is so shiny itself. But the Blu Tac, although it's not got a shiny finish because it's matte, has worked absolutely fine. Fine? Fine. Way better than expected. Try and get that in focus there. You don't even see his little eye. Little eye, little mouth. The wrinkles on his skin. This one's super shiny, but you can't see that there's a head there necessarily. In fact, it looks more like a tail, that end, even though I know that's not the tail end. This is definitely the tail end. It's got two little spiky bits. You can see it's picked up quite a bit of detail. You can just about see the wrinkles. Oh, there we go. It's not too bad there. You can see that there is meant to be a face here. And his plates, I can't remember what they're called exactly. Thermal plates or something? The plate bits riding down the back of the Stegosaurus. You can see some of the wrinkles in his skin. So I think with some fine tuning, the cling film over the plasticine will work. It'll just take some fine tuning, maybe even like a double. See, I don't think a double layer of cling film is necessarily going to work, because the more that you layer it up, like with this, it's harder to get it to be flush. It'll have extra wrinkles. Outright cling film works absolutely fine, but we kind of knew that would. We just wanted to try it, give everything a fair test. And we've sort of, even though this started as a duck, we have sort of got another dinosaur here. And although this one didn't pull that up, which I didn't think it would, it has given it a really nice texture. That's like a super smooth. We've done bubble wrap. Well, you can't see because that's also the smooth side of bubble wrap, but the super knobbly side. And that has a really cool texture. But it's obviously like really rough and bumpy because it's picking up every tiny little crease in the bubble wrap. This is a really nice and smooth finish. No rough spots whatsoever. And super, super shiny and clear. So overall, complete and utter success. Like I said, we knew with this one, it didn't do what we wanted it to do, but I didn't think it would anyway. Just worth a go, because this is coated. I think if it didn't, I'll have to have a look. We'll have future tests with this to see if you can separate and in any which way make this sort of holographic stuff stick. I know you can buy this stuff outright to go in moulds, which I will do in the future because I want to test it. But we'll have a future play around with this to see what we can do with it, because it's so pretty. We'll definitely do the plasticine and the cling film again to see if we can fine tune that. And the Blu Tac is a surprise, probably the most surprising of the lot. Like I said, fairly confident this would work, wasn't 100%. So really pleased with the outcome of that. Well, that's our test for the day. hopefully this has given you some ideas of things that you can try yourself. This is our little test subject. And things that you can use this for to create other things with, like I have done through experimenting. I've made other little creations using the Vaseline because I knew that would work, using the Play-Doh because I knew that would work. In fact, that might have been where the plasticine went. No, I think it was Play-Doh on that day. Anyway, thank you all so much for stopping by and checking me and my channel out. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it's given you some ideas. If you've got any surfaces that you can think of that I haven't tried yet that you'd like me to try to save you, I'm more than happy to do so, because I'm up for having a play around all the time. And a good general experiment, because if you don't try, you don't know. Like if you like what you see, comment if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more and know when it's coming. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.